earlier we mentioned that the Department of Homeland Security report, I'd like to know the people who made up that report, have decided that they should reject the terms jihad and Sharia, for example. That's right. Wipe out Islamic fundamentalism from the FBI training manuals, make it impossible for the FBI to investigate a mosque or any radical Muslims that they suspect might be in existence. And now the Department of Homeland Security should never say jihad or Sharia. It's as if our enemies are in power. Oh, did I say that? I said it's as if. That's what I said, as if. All right, so the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, the Secretary of Homeland Security, was on CBS the other day. Listen, this man is in charge of keeping us safe. Watch.
In this environment where we have to be concerned about not just terrorist-directed attacks, but terrorist-inspired attacks, those who self-radicalize, requires a whole-of-government approach, which includes building bridges to communities, American Muslim communities, encouraging them to, if they see something, say something. It is almost always the case when someone self-radicalizes that there is somebody close to them who sees the signs. And so we've been at this since I've been secretary, and we're going to continue to build bridges to American Muslim communities, not vilify them, drive them into the corner, into the shadows.
We can't drive American Muslims into the shadows. Aren't the illegal Mexicans already in the shadows? See, that's what I have always heard. They're in the shadows. We've got to get them out of the shadows. Now we can't drive Muslim Americans into the shadows because I guess the shadows are already taken. This is insane talk, folks. Insane talk. Suicidal talk. Yeah, lots of people knew that this guy was going to do this, I believe. Certainly his wife, it looks like. And don't tell me the father knew nothing. Oh, my son, he wasn't gay. Oh, my son, he didn't. Oh, my son. This guy's a radical Taliban-supporting anti-American TV host. And they're treating him like he's a grieving father. And this is insanity. It really is. Here's more.
Meaningful, responsible gun control is now part and parcel of Homeland Security. It's critical to public safety, but we have to face the fact that meaningful, responsible gun control has to be part of Homeland Security as well, given the prospect of homegrown, homeborn violent extremism in this country. We've seen this now with Orlando, tragically, with San Bernardino, and it's something that I think the American public and the Congress has to face and has to address.
Yeah. Gun control, guns. Now it's a part of Homeland Security. See how they're framing it? If you want a gun, if you want to have the right to own the gun of your choice, you're an impediment to Homeland Security. Not the radical Islamists, not the jihadists. Oops, can't say it. Not those who support Sharia. Oops, can't say it. Not radical Islamist terrorists. Oops, can't say it. But if you want a gun, you're the problem. Yeah, it's as if our enemies, are making policy. Is it not? Is it not? More.
A number of people have made the point that there are individuals who are on our no-fly list, who are on various other lists, who are able to purchase a weapon in this country. I believe that that's something that has to be addressed. I think that those of us in the executive branch and in the legislative branch have to face this.
With great respect, Mr. Secretary, you are head of Homeland Security. What do you think?
I believe that meaningful, responsible gun control is part of Homeland Security, and it's something we have to address.
He keeps repeating the same thing like a robot. You talk about Marco Rubio he's repeated this 3 times in this interview. It's like he has it memorized, like he doesn't know what to say or what to feel or what to think. It's in his head. I want a Homeland Security director who feels it, not just sits there and repeats like a robot over and over the same thing. More.
I have not talked about gun control publicly at this point, but I think that we have to face the fact that gun control is part and parcel of Homeland Security.
He did it again! He did it again! He keeps repeating the same thing! In exactly the same way with exactly the same words. What's wrong here? Is this rubbing you the wrong way? Like it's something's not right. More.
I believe that there are ways to get at meaningful, responsible gun control We need to do something to minimize the opportunities for terrorists to get a gun in this country. And this is now something that is critical to homeland security as well as public safety.
Without infringing on the rights of
Without
lawful
infringing
gun
on the
owners.
Second Amendment, as interpreted by the Supreme Court, and without infringing on the rights and the ability of responsible gun owners to own a gun.
Yeah, right. Sure. One more.
I thought, frankly, after Sandy Hook,
Yes.
where you have school children murdered in a classroom, that maybe finally this was going to be the tipping point. And we were not able to move the needle in Congress, unfortunately. I'd like to see us continue to go at this. I know the president is frustrated. I know the president is determined. And this has become a matter of homeland security we have to address.
Wow. Are we in trouble? All right, folks. You know, to Americans, he was the great communicator, and I wish he were here today and president today. But to Michael Reagan, he was dad. Discover the strength, integrity, and faith of Ronald Reagan through the stories found in Michael Reagan's new best-selling book, Lessons My Father Taught Me. Inside, Michael's stories exhibit Ronald Reagan's true character, his private life, the way he really was with his family. Lessons My Father Taught Me shows how Ronald Reagan lived life the way we all aspire to live. And the lessons Michael learned from his dad are written to both inspire and entertain you. This compelling book belongs in the home of every conservative American, not only for its very personal look into the life of the nation's greatest conservative president, but for the lessons it shares that apply to everyday life. This book is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores everywhere. Get your copy today wherever books are sold.